So we're here with Momir Petkovic, our assistant national Greco-Roman coach, and he just came back with the U.S. Greco-Roman athletes that did a couple of week tour to Europe for competition. Let's start first with the second event, the Haavisto Cup, which was held in Finland. The United States had a champion and 3 medalists. Talk a little about Robbie Smith. He won that tournament at heavyweight.
Well, Rob is a newcomer in the heavyweight division. He wrestled pretty decent in a very solid, good competition. Won all his 4 matches, especially the last one against the Ukrainian athlete. He really kind of stepped up in the third period and pulled out, and just end up winning the tournament. I think that's a great indicator for him that he takes this serious and just approach this new adventure and new challenges in his wrestling career that he can really do very well for us for the next 4 years.
Yeah, no, that's exciting for him. He also won the New York Athletic Club tournament. How is he as far as his size? Is he big enough to wrestle some of those guys? I mean, obviously he used to wrestle at 211.
Yeah, just before the AC tournament, I was talking to the guys and I told them, guys, you guys know we got a 2 kilo tolerance. And I turned to Robbie and said, Robbie, please don't mess it up like before. So he is, size-wise, he is okay. He's pretty close to the weight. The only thing he's got to just physically, I want to see him a little more kind of, wrestling, meaning muscle way to fill up, more than just be a big fill up the weight, like without physical strength, what he really needs to deal with those top-notch wrestlers in the world.
Sure. Now, Thrasher Porcher, a guy from the USOEC, young guy, won a silver medal, his first international medal for us on the senior level. Your thoughts about how he wrestled? Obviously, that was a big deal for him.
Yeah, I was his final. After his final match, I woke up to him and I wanted to kind of talk to him, and he just kind of wanted to pull away. He was so upset losing the finals, and I go like, "Come on, man! This is your first international place, tournament. This is the base, where you're gonna start building. Come on, give me a smile, man." So he kind of relaxed a little bit. He's a hard-working kid. He's loves wrestling. He had a great trip, a very good camp, never complains. So it was a great experience for him.
Now, one of our veteran guys that is looking to wrestle some more, go another cycle, Andy Bisick. He won a bronze in that event after winning a gold medal in Sweden. Talk a little bit about how Andy wrestled in Finland, but also his whole tour.
Andy wrestled, I think, pretty decent in Finland. A pretty good field out there. I think they had like 24, 28 competitor. Andy is trying to adjust some of his positioning and the way he's going to approach these matches and improve his wrestling outcome from those matches.
Right.
And I think he's in just in this short few months I can see an improvement of just the positioning, using his legs, being close to his opponents, and doing some things that just a few months ago he didn't do. The tournament in Finland was, like I said, pretty good, decent tournament. He lost his semifinal match, I think, against number 2 Finnish guy. Made some little mistakes. He got a little frustrated because the guy was kind of blocking too much and he couldn't get to him, and he just kind of overextended and get scored on. But he came back in a third match for the third place and beat basically the number 1 guy.
Right. In
a very tough match, 3 periods, but he did what he needed to do. The whole tour was great. We had some training with Swedish guys, 4 or 5 days between the 2 tournaments, and it was a very short but very rough and tough trainings. They really approached it right, and he had a number, I don't know his name, Robert. He took fifth
Right. I remember.
last year. Very, very good, competitor, very knowledgeable wrestler. So he wrestled with him a lot, and the rest of the guys. So he had a good, base starting for the next 4 years.
So this was the first big long tour for the new Olympic cycle, and you had some young guys and some veterans. How was the overall trip with both the competition in Sweden and then the training camp and then the tournament in Finland? Was it a positive tour for us, and is it going to help us down the road?
I think it was a very positive tour. I especially in Haparanda, when I saw like some of the competitors like Nate Angle,
Right.
who probably so far never placed anywhere, and probably he had some questions in his head that he's going to be able to ever beat anybody. On that tour, he beat like 3 or 4 Russians. They're not like a number 1, number 2 guys, but they are decent, good, Russian athletes. They know how to wrestle. And the first time I see him bring on what I was expecting him to do for years.
Right.
And hopefully he's going to understand that if he's going to keep doing what he's doing and just raising the level, that he can reach very far out there. So that's that's his goal, and he's got to believe in that. So those things I really kind of was happy about it. That some guys just realizing those things, and we have also very good energy, very good potential, like Jordan Spiller, from
Right.
Florida.
Yeah.
Great kid, unbelievable mentality, hungry, he don't care about anything, just wants to be Olympic world champion, approaching every match, giving everything, up to his potential at this moment. John, John from Army, 74.
Oh, Anderson.
Anderson,
yeah, right.
John
yeah,
Anderson.
74 kilo.
Great, great energy, great mentality, Need to work, we have 4 years to really kind of adjust his positioning, to understand a little better how he's supposed to, deal with these positions, how he has to be finding the way that he's much, much better positioning, than he is. But the base is there. He wants to do it. He's mentally very healthy. He wrestled in a dual match against a Swedish guy, number 5th guy in the world. And the guy after the match, he was just like walking off, kind of turning his eyes around. Like I said, like, I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Even after him, full speed, all 3 periods, I think. I was like, so that's a good thing, what we have, and I truly believe that if these guys understand this, that they're going to just keep raising from here.
Have we heard anything over there that people are talking about rule changes, or do we know anything? I mean,
well,
obviously Greco is a sport that could change, maybe.
I came from a coach's clinic, like beginning of November. I was in Lithuania, Phil's coach's clinic. I even had some conversation for Mr. Martinetti for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for some changes. Nobody knows exactly what the changes are. We talk about a lot of passivities, a lot of blocking, a lot of defending, winning medals by just defending in parterre. What's really killing our Greco sport. Hopefully, the people are going to realize that, and they're going to make some changes. That Greco going to come back to the level where it was kind of attractive. A lot of actions,
Right.
techniques, and everything, even parterre. So if they look at it and see some statistics, between 80s, 90s, or now, and see the technical points, then they can make, I think, a very good decision. I think just very simple things, in my opinion. Just we should force our wrestlers to keep their head up, not grabbing fingers. Not
Right.
grabbing fingers in parterre. Let's let it out. Let's wrestle Greco-Roman wrestling. If you bring any average guy from the street, ask him what is wrestling, he never saw it, he would say like two dudes going on each other, trying to throw each other. And this is where I think we lost a little bit pretty much, especially in Greco.
So, hey, thanks a lot, Coach. It's getting busy again. We're going to have a lot of Greco coming up with January and February, so it's time. The season's here, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of teams. I talked to a lot of teams. I send out a lot of invitation, and we're gonna have some teams coming over for Kiki, Dave Schultz, probably 6-7 teams.
Good.
So it's gonna be a good, good starting deal.
Outstanding. Thanks,
Yeah,
Momir.
yeah.